Hi, you're listening to Loose Lips. This is Vivian Darling, and your hosts are Avelli and Tim Moss.
I'm dancing to the music, yeah.
Hey, Tim.
Hi, Ike.
Oh, I miss you.
I miss you too, and welcome everybody to Loose Lips.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I am good. I can't believe how fast this month is flying.
I know. It's almost Halloween, which means it's almost Thanksgiving, which means it's almost Christmas, which means it's almost New Year's.
Which means I get to put on my elastic pants.
Yeah. Yay!
Not that I have been wearing them for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. Got some good things coming up.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot. I'm doing Ertie's show this weekend. That I'm the musical guest in. Ertie is improvisational repertory theater ensemble, and
Nice.
I have a ball with them doing their shows. They're always so much fun.
And where's this at?
That's at the Producers Club down on 44th Street here in New York City. Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'm also going on my third date with a man. Yes.
Stop it.
Yes.
All right, you have to tell us a little bit about it. Just give us a little idea. How was the first date? Because that's always a plus.
Very nice. And the weird thing is we haven't even had sex yet. I know, for a gay man, a gay relationship. Whoever heard of that? But,
maybe we should come back in another episode.
No, but that's what I've been looking for. I want someone who really likes me, and we get to know each other, and that's what's happening. He's studying for his PhD, and he's a really nice guy, very very handsome, very nice, and we're about the same age, so that we can connect about how the LGBT community used to be and how it is now, and we just connect, and he's also an LGBT activist. So
God, it's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
Well, we'll know more at the end of the day.
After we have sex, I'll tell you if it's a perfect fit or not.
I am so happy for you. Nobody deserves this more than you, Tim.
Oh, thank you. I'm
seriously,
but I'm just step by step taking my
nothing
time.
wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like back when we were in our 20s, and it was just like, okay, come on over.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, it's like that for me now too. But
Yeah.
But Tim, gotta say, our listeners are growing.
I know. I love this.
This is insane. We want to give a shout out to all our new listeners in the United States, like Newport and Barrington, Rhode Island, Havana and Chicago, Illinois, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Austin, Texas, Westbury, New York, and our favorite, New York City.
But it's not just here in the U.S. We are international too. Because we've got some wonderful friends in the UK, New Zealand, Chile, Sweden, Mexico, and Germany.
Yes.
Yay!
And a big shout out to our Chile fans, because a few of them were Sheena Easton fans, and they were listening in last week when we had our guest Michael J on. So we were very grateful that they tuned in and shared our show on their websites. And
how wonderful. Muchas gracias, Chile.
Yes. And for all our fans all over, our show is sponsored by Uberlube.
Yes, and hopefully soon I'll be able to use some Uberlube.
I'm so jealous. I might just give you mine because they're just collecting dust at this point.
No, but Uberlube can be used on both ends. I mean, if not as a lube, you can use it as a hair product. Seriously.
Yeah.
I probably should have even tried it out tonight. I should have put some on my hair to see.
Well, and actually your hair looks really good. So we'll say thank you, Uberlube.
Like so that way, in case of an emergency, you can just go. Wah!
Yeah. Hold on. So Uberlube comes in wonderful glass bottles, large, small, and travel size. When you're on that plane and want to do a little occupado in the bathroom,
it's time for the Mile High Club.
So please visit uberlube.com.
Yeah, they're wonderful. wonderful.
We love them. They've always been behind us. Thank you. But we are so excited about our first guest, Tim. Go ahead.
Oh my God. Well, our first and only guest tonight.
No, I got a surprise. No.
Our guest tonight, we absolutely love and adore her. She's very well known in Rochester, where she hosts a variety of drag shows. You can also catch her doing her wildly famous drag bingo and drag brunch at Roar.
Yes.
Roar.
Yes, and through her incredible Vivian Darling's productions company, she also wrote and produced 2 incredible shows. She Done Tried It and Which Bitch Did It, who we both got to see previews. Hello. Which had an amazing run as well at the 2019 Rochester Fringe Festival. Mm-hmm. And we can't wait to talk about it all with our friend, Vivian Darling.
Yay!
Hi!
There she is now.
And that's our show.
Bye.
Oh my God, how have you been, honey bunny?
I've been so good. It's so weird to say that after 2 years of being locked up in your house.
Right?
How you doing? I'm doing great.
Oh, good. Good.
Me and Duncan Hines.
Right? That's how it was at the beginning,
No, still is.
Duncan, yeah.
Please.
But I don't got time for Duncan Hines. I'm lazy at this point. I just go, oh, what's in the box at the grocery store?
Yeah, with the pandemic and everything going on right now, I don't even wait till I get home. I just open the box and eat it right on the floor in the aisle. You never know.
You never know. You never know when the world's going to end.
Never.
So you're in Rochester, New York.
I am.
Tell us how the pandemic, how was it in Rochester?
Well, it was, I want to say, a little turbulent at first because we got, obviously, y'all are in New York City, and you know how New York was at the beginning of the pandemic. It was it was a complete shit show.
Yeah.
And everything was so uncertain for the longest time, and then the lockdown came down pretty hard on us for a while. It was like 3 months, that first 3 months of the lockdown. So we had just started doing regular shows at Roar because they had only been open for like 3 months.
I was going to say, Roar is the new club in Rochester.
It's the new LGBT club. It's like the place to be. It's brand spanking new. It's fabulous. If you haven't been there and you're going to be in Rochester, this is a shameless plug. I am not. Please go. Check it out. Not only will you see me occasionally there, you'll also see a bunch of other talented drag performers in Rochester, drag queens, drag kings, and everything in between. Nice. Sometimes they have live music, they have burlesque dancers, they get strippers coming in occasionally and go-go dancers. So there's really something for everyone at Roar. But so they opened in November of 2019, and then the pandemic hit. Everyone knows, like back in March, by the end of February, early March. So they had to struggle and figure out what worked best for them. So they started doing some digital shows and some takeout orders because they have a full kitchen. So they were able to make food and kind of do like a streaming show on Twitch.
Okay.
So they started doing that. And then in the summer, when things started relaxing more, they brought back, we like to call it quarantine or COVID-friendly activities to get people to feel more safe to come back in, where we had a whole bunch of plexiglass up. We were super cautious about everything going on. Every new announcement and guideline that came out, we followed. I think even it was more strict than what was suggested,
right?
Because we were being super careful, but we wanted to make sure the club and the owner, Dee Dubois, and the group of them that owned the bar wanted to make sure everyone was super safe and super protected, but still had a place where the community could get together. Because in Rochester, there are very few community spaces right now, especially during the pandemic, and they wanted to be some sort of beacon of hope and light and someplace you could go and still feel safe at, while still listening to the guidelines and pandemic guidelines. So we started doing drag bingo every week and trivia. which everyone could sit in their seat in their little secluded side of the bar, and everyone was kind of separated, and we had plexiglass up, and it was. Let me tell you, it was something that we all really look forward to every week because it was something to finally do and get out of the house for.
Right.
So we did that for a while, and then in November they shut back down again because things got worse with the second wave, and then they kind of fell into the groove and figured out what works and what doesn't. So at the beginning of this year, they picked back up doing the bingo and trivia again. And then once the vaccine came out, we added karaoke to it, and now we're back to full operations for vaccinated and unvaccinated individuals, where they can come in and enjoy the community space and have a great time, try to relive what it used to be like, kind of make a new way forward, and to see how things can change a little bit going forward. So they started doing brunches again. I know Tim said I host they're my brunches. They're not my brunches. I occasionally do one. My shtick there is bingo. I am the bingo bitch of Rochester. That's what everyone knows that I host the bingo at Roar. It's always a hoot and a holler. We unfortunately don't have a gambling license, so you can't win any money, but we have other great fabulous prizes from merch.
Blowjobs in the bathroom and we got lovely Roar merch to give out. We also have maybe some shots and cocktails and other specialty things that we can have fun with. It's always a great night out. I like to tell everyone, this is not, go to the bingo hall with grandma. This is come to a drag show and you're expected to get shit-faced by the end of the night. So it's a lot different atmosphere than just regular bingo. So we like to make it a little fun. And then followed by, it's paired with karaoke now because we can do karaoke. Oh, good.
And my drag sister, she hosts Karaoke Gemini Stone, and we kind of do a dual night together where I'll start with bingo and then we do a little drag show and then we go into karaoke for the night, and we kind of do shticks throughout the whole night, and it's a lot of fun. And that's on every Thursday night at Roar, starting at like 6:00, and we start and we go to midnight, and it's it's something to finally do.
And then everybody calls in sick on Friday.
Exactly.
Well, you can't say COVID, but were they doing like a hybrid? Were they doing something where you were able to watch the show from home if you didn't want to come out, or was it just strictly indoors?
They used to do the hybrid, and then once the vaccine came out, they switched to just doing it solely inside. Rochester is actually really good with vaccinations. There's only a few times I've seen a lot of pushback from the crazy people, I like to call them. And especially the community itself. It's such a good, tight-knit community that people are willing to go out and protect themselves and everyone, not just themselves, but everyone around them. So the gay community itself in Rochester is really good in solidarity for that and protecting each other. So, we have that nice foundation to kind of spread that sort of love and care for one another. And obviously, we learn and we grow and we try to make it better than the day before it. So, it's a learning process, and we're trying to nail it down, but we're having a great time. Yeah.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Absolutely. Now going backwards a little bit, like we started current, now we're going to go back. I was pleasantly surprised and to find out that you lived in Pennsylvania. Were you born in Pennsylvania?
I was actually born in New York.
Oh, okay.
In Warwick, New York, so like just north of the city.
Yeah, but you wound up in Pennsylvania at one point, didn't you?
I basically grew up in Pennsylvania, though. From the time I was like 3 years old to the time I graduated high school, basically.
Wow.
I lived in Pennsylvania.
Where in Pennsylvania?
I grew up in Bangor, Pennsylvania. I know. Bangor, yep.
How close I was to you, honey.
Hometown ho. My favorite joke from that area is there's two towns next to each other. There's Bangor, and then there's the town called Mount Bethel. And the joke is you always have to Mount Bethel before you get to Bangor.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it. Now that's near Saylorsburg, right?
Yes, it's near Saylorsburg.
I lived not far from there.
And then later on in high school, the last 2 years of my high school, I actually lived in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we were so close, Ike, and you didn't know. Well, then again, you know, you were probably running around gallivanting at the woods campground,
Acting like a lumberjack.
sucking dick while I was in physics class. So
Somebody's got to do it.
in high school, and
Yes.
you know, awkward as fuck. So,
Got to pay the mortgage, darling. Got to pay the mortgage.
How did you end up in Rochester?
I got a job in Rochester that I do not speak of anymore. It didn't exist. I just ended up moving here. It'll be 9 years ago.
Wow.
9 years ago, this February. So, and I worked there for 2 years, and then I liked it so much and also really couldn't afford to move anywhere else. So I stayed and, literally had nothing to my name except for the clothes on my drag, the little bit of drag I had at the time, a few pieces of clothes, a whole bunch of tchotchke shit, and a sewing machine, and that was all I had when I was up in Rochester. And now I have a full 2-bedroom apartment that's furnished, and I own everything in it except for whatever my boyfriend who just moved in owns. So
very cool. Well, just to give the audience a little history or a little background on us, on our relationship here.
Yes.
Of course.
Ike and I had taken 50 Shades of Gay up to the Rochester Fringe Festival. We've done that for a few years. Well, we were in need of a drag queen, and he had located Vivian. So that way, when we just went up to Rochester to do 50 Shades, and Vivian stepped in as our drag queen. And from the moment we met, she's our little baby sister. We've just fell in love with her.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. I remember the story of him. Right. So the funny story is, so the day I got the message to fill in for this show, I was at work. It was I remember it very clearly. It was a Sunday morning. I worked at a cafe at the time, and it was like 7 o'clock in the morning, in September. And I get this message, and as a drag queen, most of these performers are used to strange men sending them messages at odd hours, requesting things, not a show, like I did, but something a little more sexually suggestive, if you will. So here I am going, oh, what does this drag queen chaser want? Like, I don't know this person. They're not on my friends list. I'm like, who the fuck? It's 7 o'clock in the goddamn morning on a Sunday. Who's up at this hour?
What kind of pervert is hitting me up?
What kind of pervert is, yes. What kind
50
of
Shades of Gay.
So he goes, we're looking for a drag queen, and we're coming up to do the Fringe show. Would you be interested in doing it? And I was like, oh, job opportunity? Of course. Sight unseen, went, sure. I probably would have shown up in that first day and been murdered with an axe. And been like, I got a gig, Mom!
We thought about that, but went the other way.
Yeah, but right, and I always pay anyway, so.
Yes, he did, and he paid. It was very generous, and I was like, this is the biggest show I've done in my career, so I was super happy to do it.
Oh my God.
Oh, we had such a great time that first year.
Absolutely.
And I think it was literally days before the show was going to Rochester that I asked you to.
Yeah.
Vicky had to drop out, and you literally Googled drag queens in Rochester. And you're like, because I was also doing a show at the time. I was getting ready to do a show at the time, not for the Fringe Festival, but during the Fringe Festival. And so it was plastered on a lot. We were playing for promotion. So you were able to see that I was doing something. So mine was like the first name to pop up. You're like, that one looks great. Boom. Like, it was such a vetting process. I was like, okay. I was like, I don't know how the hell you found me, but great. Yeah, I'll do it.
I didn't even have to go from A through. I just went right to V.
But I'm a strong believer in whatever's meant to happen will happen. And this was one of those times. Because you were just perfect. You fit to our show perfectly.
Yeah.
And then was that when you were doing the show that we got to see upstairs? What was the name of the club?
That was at the time it was 140 Alex Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
And we were doing She Done Tried It.
Yes.
Yes.
That was so incredible.
We call that, so the remaining cast that we still interact with each other, we call that the show that never happened. Everyone's so traumatized by that experience, even
Why?
myself. On stage, and what we presented was fabulous. Don't get me wrong. Everyone did a fabulous job. But to get there was a nightmare. We almost, the week before the show, we weren't sure that we were going to have one. We had a very contentious cast, some tensions in the cast.
Okay.
We had a bunch of the cast members not know their lines for the actual show that we were supposed to do. And my partner, Erin, had come up to me and she's like, I won't allow this to go on stage with your name on it. You will be humiliated. You will be laughed out of Rochester if you go through with what we're doing right now. So she and I made the 11th hour decision to sit down. We scrapped everything. We took the basic plot of what was going on with the script, with the words. We turned it into a full-blown musical extravaganza that told stories through song, and literally put it and learned it, rehearsed it, and put it on for an audience in a week. And we sold a good amount of tickets for it. I think we sold close to almost 200 tickets.
Was that what we saw? Was the one
that's
that
what you
together in a
saw
week?
Yeah, we put that together in a week.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
So so how much of the dialogue did you actually have to cut?
We cut the whole show. We literally started from scratch. We took basically, we went, okay, what's the easiest way we can transition this into a show, a show for 2 hours? And we're like, well, if we get almost 2 hours worth of music, do very minimal ad-lib dialogue, had a basic plot and structure for the show, and kind of made sure everyone got from point A to point B, and only had select lines that needed to be memorized for the music cues.
Right.
We were able to do it was such a team effort. Most of the cast helped contribute to it. There's a whole bunch of the cast that, we had a little falling out and we don't really talk, but everyone in that cast, I will never badmouth about the hard work that was put in to make it make to the stage. Personal opinions aside, they did such a great job.
Yes.
And what we presented, I was completely blown away by it. It was it was not what we wanted to do, but it was something that I was proud of.
Yes.
So,
and we'll have to tell you, we talked about it all the way home.
I was just going to say that Ike and I were so impressed with that show. We were just talking about it for weeks afterward.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Very impressive.
Absolutely incredible. And then I think it was a year later, right?
Yeah.
You wound up doing Which Bitch Did It, which we saw
for the
Fringe Festival 2019, and you had one of the biggest theaters at the festival and pack the house.
Yeah, we sold 600 tickets to that show.
Between
2 nights. Yeah, between 2 nights.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
That was insane because the origin story of that show started actually in 2017. So the year before I joined you guys, we had done 140 Alex Bar and Grill. I used to work there. Had approached me the winter of 2016 and said, we sales are low. We want to do something different that we haven't done in a while. We want to have dinner and like a drag show or something. Can you come up with something? Because you're a theatrical person. You have a theater background. What can you do with a limited budget and something that's going to be something that people are going to want to see? We're only going to do it like a one night sort of thing, but we want something fun and different.
Yeah.
So in 2 months, we put together Which Bitch Did It. I took an existing script of the old 60s musical Something's Afoot.
Yes.
I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yes.
I took that and we parodied it. We made it, it's a comedy to begin with, and we parodied it even further. We made the characters completely over the top. And we took out all of the existing music and put in modern day pop songs,
Yes.
where all the music spots were supposed to be. We had a big cast. We had a full set on stage. We had special effects. We really went all out in 2 months, and we put together a show. We sold every single ticket and filled the entire bar. We did a dinner and a show. And it was such a success. And
now that was a
Which Bitch Did It?
Who done it type of show, and you didn't know until the very end who did it,
right? And
all the twists.
The twist. We kept the same plot basically, but we made it so much bigger, and it was definitely a parody of that show in particular, and. So what we did for the Fringe Festival is, I remember we did that show and it worked so well. And I was like, this would be such a great Fringe show. And so in May, Aaron and I sat down. We're like, let's, make this fit for Fringe. So the show was really 2.5 hours long. So we had to edit it down to an hour. So we did that together. She did a lot of the script rewrites. Yeah. And we recast the show. We tried to bring back as many of the original performers as we could. We recast some new roles. We changed one of the roles and changed one of the characters around to make it fit with the people I had. It made it even funnier. The characterizations changed for this production because we had a group dynamic than we had the first time. And of course the time limit was shrunk, but we wanted it to be bigger. Yeah. Then we were so surprised that somebody had picked us to do the show. We're like, oh shit, we actually now have to do it. So we rehearsed the entire summer. We rehearsed from June all the way up until September to get this show on its feet. And let me tell you, the cast worked so hard and they were so wonderful to work with. It was even funnier this time around than it was the first time we did it. There were so many jokes, and the cast had such a good chemistry. It was truly hysterical. It was piss your pants funny.
It was, and we were there for the preview, right? We did
you guys did the dress rehearsal.
Dress rehearsal, yes. And I'm telling you, still to this day, some of the accents that came out were so hysterical. Erin screaming had me cracking up each and every time. She opened her mouth. I was dying.
She did this. So for everyone that wondered what accent she was doing, it was basically Fran Drescher. And she was dressed to the nines in cheetah print and a big black wig.
Yes.
It was Fran Drescher to the nines. Didn't call for it in the script at all. Like I said, we changed it so much. None of the original characters that were in the show, they were completely brand new characters almost. And we had such a good time with it. And you could tell that the cast had a good time with this show. Mm-hmm. The funniest part about the whole production is I'm so sad that you guys missed it. The last night of the show at the Fringe Festival, you know how the end of the show where my character, so there's 3 characters left that are still alive. It's the young couple. Mm-hmm. We made them lesbians in this version of the show. Yeah. And myself. And throughout the whole show, I'm getting drunker and drunker and drunker. Yeah. That's my character. She's just an old lady, and she's a lush, and she discovered White Claws throughout the thing, and she was shotgunning White Claws the entire time, and then any booze on the stage she would drink. But the gag at the end is that she's pouring wine for it. Spoiler alert. If you ever want to see this. Just figured I'd put it out there. So she takes she finds the final decanter of wine in the house, and she pours everyone a celebratory drink because the night's over. They think they solved the mystery, and they're all toasting. And she decides she's going to go gung-ho and pour everyone a drink, and then she's just going to drink from the decanter and finish it off. So as normal theater does, you don't actually drink on stage.
Right.
So we had the first show. It was cranberry juice, as one would for red wine, in the decanter. Well, my cast and crew decided to prank me, and they turned it into basically pure vodka with some red food coloring in it. Oh. And here I am chugging it, but because I'm chugging it, I don't realize it's vodka till the first 2 swallows.
Right.
And there's still half a decanter of me to drink. So here I am chugging vodka on stage.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't like a little vodka, it was a lot of vodka. And oh my Lord.
This was the end of the show?
This was the final night.
Okay.
They decided this was the final night.
But I'm trying to
And
remember what point was the drinking? Was it in the
we
middle?
were toasting at the end when everyone gets poisoned.
Very end.
Because they find out that the wine was poisoned by the guy from the house.
Yes.
And me being the drunk lush and decides to offer it to everyone without knowing it.
Yeah.
So I accidentally kill everyone. So another spoiler alert. Hey.
You're right.
But yeah, and I ended up like falling and breaking a chair or something. It was hysterical, I'll tell you.
Well, I hope there's
comedy.
footage of this.
There wasn't, unfortunately. I was so upset.
Well, then you have to do it again.
Yeah.
We'll just have to do it again. And sorry if we spoiled the ending, but if you found that funny, you just have to see it for
Yeah, right, exactly. I'm so disappointed we did not get to share a stage this year.
I know. But you know what? Maybe it was for the best, because I know you guys were starting this out just around that same time, so maybe it was a blessing. You know, maybe we'll get together sometime soon, and we'll get together and do a fabulous show.
Well, I hope we could be creative together. That would be amazing to come up with something.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what I was wondering while you were talking about these two shows. Did you study like theater composition or how to put a show together or write a show?
Believe it or not, I have a dual degree in theater. I have a bachelor's in directing and costume design.
Okay.
So acting, I mean, I got my chops from
And
doing
writing?
drag. And writing, I had no experience whatsoever. Actually, I can't take credit for a lot of the writing. I have a lot of the ideas. Erin, I have to say, wrote a lot of the script itself. I'm like, this is what I want to happen, and she made it happen and put pen to paper. She's an English teacher here at one of the in the Greece Arcadia High School. She's super talented, super funny, and just it was so great to work with her and get her creative input on the show. We really made something phenomenal and hysterical.
Sure did.
We were so proud of what we had put out. So the people that hired us to do, like, who said, yeah, we want you in the Fringe, was an offshoot of the Lyric Theater. They rented and worked in hand with the Lyric Theater, OSC Creations. And they basically were our go-to person and our contact with Fringe. When he saw how many tickets we sold and how successful and how funny the show was, after the run, when we had a meeting about the numbers and, you know, here's what your check's going to be, he personally, outside the Lyrics jurisdiction, had wanted OFC to partner with our production company to do more shows with them. So right before the pandemic started, we were actually starting production of our next show. We decided we wanted to do Shakespeare. We wanted to do a drag Shakespeare and do the same high musical, high comedy drag show and musical theater kind of meshed together.
Yes.
And we were going to do a Midsummer Night's Drag.
Yes. Yeah.
And instead of it being like fairies in the forest, it was like conservative people getting trapped in like a leather gay bar for the night.
See, this creativity. This is the creativity.
And instead of like Bottom being turned into a donkey, he gets a pup hood. You know, we had these great ideas, and you know, we're still planning on doing it, but we wanted to get the pandemic. Like, we wanted to make sure everyone was vaccinated. We wanted to do it safely, and this is a shameless thing for me to say, but hey, if I'm not anything, I'm honest. We like money, so we want a bigger audience than just, you know, a socially distanced one. So until we get the allotment for a larger audience, we wanted to hold off, because I'm a firm believer in paying my people fairly, and a lot of these shows, our payment relies on ticket sales. We do all this rehearsal. We have so much time set aside that we rehearse and we learn all this stuff, and we make the costumes, and it comes out of my personal pocket. And you know, you say never put your own money in the show, but you know what? I think that's when you get the heart of the show, is when you're putting your own money into it. And
you invest.
We invested in the show, and I want to be able to invest in a good show, be able to pay, make sure my cast and my crew get paid fairly and what they deserve, and not just, $50 here. You just spent the entire summer learning this, and I'm going to give you like $100.
Yeah,
that's not how I want to run it.
Yeah, here's a quarter, kid.
Right. So, and Midsummer Night's Drag is a gigantic cast. I think it's the biggest show I'll have ever directed.
Wow.
I think it has like 13 or 14 people in it. But of course, like I said, a lot of these performers, we got together, we started doing rehearsals, and then COVID happened. So we put it on the back shelf for now. I still have the script file, and we're still looking forward to doing it once we can. And OFC is willing to take it back whenever I say we're good to go.
Yes.
So we're excited to get started on that at some point. And I have a few other projects in the back of my mind brewing as well. So who knows what you might see. I have this really funny, like, Golden Girls-esque type show planned out for my drag sisters and I to do. It's about 4 old drag queens that are washed up, and they're attending the funeral of their 5th friend.
Yes.
And they basically, the whole show is a series of flashbacks. So they're all sitting at a table eating the snacks and from the reception and talking about their friend, and they're through these flashbacks we pan and we see these queens get up and they tell the story of how they met this person, or about their life. They each have their own little story they tell, and then they realize at the end that their friend isn't dead, and she's just she's there with them, and they just forgot because they're old and
oh my God, I agree.
So they forgot they brought her, and she was just in the bathroom or in the buffet line or whatever.
That's fabulous.
But they thought they were at her funeral. So that one I came up with the full idea for, and I think it would be a funny Fringe show at some point.
Yes.
Yes.
We tried getting that show submitted this year for Fringe, but it unfortunately didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. So we decided again to shelve it for now, but we're not completely saying no.
Right, exactly. Keep the door open. Yep. So now you said costume design, which you make all your own costumes,
and they are incredible.
Yes, and your makeup is flawless.
I know, it's gotten so good over the pandemic. I'm thrilled.
But even when you came out, when we were doing the 50 Shades of Grey for the first time we met, your eyes, the lips, the contour, everything is so flawless. Now, how long did it take to get that perfection?
It takes anywhere between, like, today, for some, again, the world works in mysterious. We were talking this earlier. I literally was like, so Ike texted me and was like, oh, you need to be ready by this time. We're going to get started. So I'm like, okay. And so I'm scrolling through my phone. Mind you, over quarantine, just like everyone else in this fucking world, was on TikTok so much. And they're like, oh, here's ADHD TikTok. And I realized, and I was like, you know what? I went and saw it and actually talked to my therapist. I actually do have it. And for like 31 years, I went through my life completely just thinking that this is how a normal person behaves. And lo and behold, no, it's not. So I'm sitting on my bed. It's like 6 o'clock. I'm like, I should be getting right now because I know it takes me about an hour to get ready. So it takes me about an hour to get ready. And, when I don't have, do all this, it takes about an hour, 15 minutes. But here I am, I'm scrolling through TikTok, watching videos. I look at the clock, it's 6:45, and I'm like, oh, shit. So I had a full beat. I had a scruff full beat. I was like, oh my gosh, I am running late. I just zoned out and completely spaced on the time.
Also, be sure to mention, earlier today, you had...
I'm getting there. So I'm getting there. So I slap on a mug in 30 minutes. And here I am just, I'm like, this looks so good. It looks so, I'm like, I can never make it look like this one, like in a half an hour when I have bingo. What's this fucking bullshit? And I'm like, do I need to have a podcast with Ike and Tim all the time? Do I need to have another tooth pulled? So earlier today, here I am, just minding my own business. So I was asleep.
Yeah.
I love that Bianca Del Rio joke. I steal it from her, but it's so funny.
Yeah, right
Minding
again.
my business, I was asleep.
I was asleep. Yeah.
So this morning, I'm just laying there, and all of a sudden, I got a searing pain in my mouth. And I'm used to.
What was his
usually
name?
I have a boyfriend who lives with me now. So you would think
Yeah.
he had something to do with it. Lo and behold, he was asleep.
Yeah. Minding his own business.
Right.
Instead of walking in your sleep, maybe you're sucking
Right.
in your sleep or
Yeah.
something.
No, that's not going to happen. He only talks in his sleep. He doesn't walk in his sleep. So I was like, wow, oh my gosh, this is just. So I get up and I look in the mirror and all nastiness inside. I was like, oh gosh. So I call my dentist. I'm like, listen, I have an emergency. Can I, come in? He's like, yeah, come in. So he comes in, does the thing, goes, done. Oh God, that hurt.
Oh, you made a suck noise.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to do that. Whoops. Pretend.
Papa Stitch.
Don't tell Dr. Randy I did that.
Oh, he's our next guest.
Yeah. Sorry, Dr. Randy.
Surprise.
This is just water, I swear. So they pulled a wisdom tooth. So I never had my wisdom teeth taken out. So I had one taken out a few weeks ago, and then I just had my second one taken out today. They're like, oh, we can just take the other two out today. And I was like, well, I have a job interview later, and I also have a podcast to record. So you're going to pull this one, and I'll come back for
we'll make
two
another
next
day.
week. No, I'll go back next week for it. But so I was like, here, just take my money. Here, go, bye.
Yeah.
Take it and go.
Yeah,
so I'm happy to say, over quarantine, I lost some weight. I lost exactly 2 ounces from my teeth. I'm so happy to report that.
Aw. We adore you so freaking much. We can't even tell you. It was a blessing when our paths crossed 2018. And you got.
I was just going to say, and I think it was it 2018 or 2019 when with Margot Channing.
Oh, that was
4 of us got together. That was so much fun.
Yes.
I want to say that was the first year, 2018.
No, Margot was 2019.
Right, that's right, because we filmed it. I was her daughter. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was 2019. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That was Margot.
But a shout out to Margot. Yeah.
Shout out to Mom. Hi, Mom. How are you? Your daughter's all grown up now.
Yeah, she's no longer in prison.
No, just sucking off the jail guards.
Yeah.
Just the guards.
So again, we thank you so much. But you're going to stick around for some of our segments now.
Of course.
Yay.
Which I'm excited about because I haven't had one of these in a while. And this is called What the Hell Did I Just Suck?
Oh.
And it's our specialty cocktails that we all made ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is coconut Ciroc, little travel size.
Oh.
With a splash of coconut juice and my lips.
Ow.
Mmm. Mmm. It's like I ate a whole coconut. Mm. I feel like I'm on Gilligan's Island.
And Vivian Darling.
Well, I'm drinking water.
Okay, well, that's true. You're on antibiotics.
I'm on antibiotics, but for all intents and purposes, I have, one sec, I just have to get, let's do this. We're going to go, I have to reach. You're going to get an awful big close-up. Hi, everyone.
Oh, look at the eyes.
Just a little pink,
That make us
So I have a very large bottle of gin.
Uh-huh.
It's a very large bottle of gin and some of my favorite tonic water, and that's what I'm sucking on.
Okay.
And Tim?
All right. Cheers. Well, I have what I call semen cum dump.
Congratulations on the new boyfriend, Tim.
Yeah. Well, this should win him over now.
They haven't had sex yet, but
Right.
She definitely is drinking the good.
He's magical.
Actually, what I am drinking is Ocean Spray's Light Cran Grape. I love that's my favorite.
Cheers to the only alcoholic in the house.
Cheers.
I'm just drinking water in a fancy glass.
This makes me happy.
Oh,
sure it
one
does.
second.
It does. Oh, next semen delivery.
Yes. I forgot to get my notepad. For
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
notepad.
So this next segment is called "What is Vivian Darling Thinking?" Tim, would you like to explain?
Of course. What we do is we'll ask you, we'll give you two choices. Okay, well, this will be a practice run: hot or cold, but don't say anything. And then Ike and I will write it down. What we think your answer is going to be. Okay, hot or cold?
Cold.
Cold. Yay!
Oh, you both got a point.
So obviously Tim is the big winner since February, since we've been doing this show.
Yeah.
So
Tim,
hopefully I can side with you, Ike, and make you get some points back.
I know. Well, let's see.
Tim, don't worry.
Top or bottom? Now I could be talking about bunk beds.
But are you?
Dum, dum, dum,
Maybe.
dum.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready?
Top or bottom?
Bottom.
I had top.
Me too. Damn, so 0 on that one for both of us. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Warm apple pie or a cold hollow pumpkin? Okay.
Warm apple pie, because you know my fat ass likes to eat.
Boom.
This was not even going in the. This wasn't going in the direction of eating, darlings.
Oh, I know. I know exactly what it was going into.
So you're making Tim win.
I didn't mean to.
You guys are conspiring against me.
I need a drink. Handcuffs or mittens?
Handcuffs.
Boom.
It's like you know me or something.
Bianca Del Rio or Lady Bunny?
Not fair. Bianca.
Bianca.
And last one, because I still have a chance to win on this one.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Beach vacation or ski vacation?
Do I have to choose one? Ski vacation.
I had beach. Ooh,
I had ski. We're tied.
we tied.
You're tied. I think we need to do a tiebreaker.
Okay, you ready?
No, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
You both had to see. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Peach or eggplant? Peach.
Oh, I had eggplant.
Me too.
It's another tie. All right, you go ahead. You do the tiebreaker now.
Oh, damn it. Oh, God. Oh, okay. Haagen-Dazs or Ben and Jerry's?
Oh.
Ooh, you evil man. Oh, I'm gonna get. You're trying to make people mad at me, aren't you? You're trying to start a war.
You think?
And this is only because of one flavor, and that's. I'm sorry. This is, it has to be Haagen-Dazs.
Oh.
Because of the coffee flavored ice cream. It's
Okay.
the best. You won!
I never want to play this again.
I wasn't surprised. He's holding his breath. I love it. Okay, so we have, some people do ask for advice, and we like to try to help them. You know, we try to help them in the best way possible because we're not obviously doctors. But if you are one, please give me a ring.
Doctors.
Please give me a ring.
I'm a doctor.
Right. Okay. This one is from Linda in Hartford, Connecticut.
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Linda.
This is a little serious. My husband and I have been married for 20 years, and we have a 15-year-old daughter. I am suspicious that my husband is sleeping around. Please know I said suspicious. He is very moody when he comes home, and at 1 or 2 in the morning, he is getting alerts on his phone. Mind you, he does not check them, but he did change his password, and I can't get on his phone. Do I confront him as we always share logins and passwords, or am I letting it play with my mind? My daughter asked me if everything was okay between me and her father, feeling helpless.
Wow.
Wow.
Vivian, you're our guest. You could.
Yeah, you want to take it?
No.
I don't
Not that
even-
I don't want to help Linda. I want to help Linda, but
Right.
wow.
This is a toughie. It's layered. Yeah.
Do you want me to go, Tim, or do you want to go? Or
Well,
I
I don't.
mean-
Yeah. I honestly, I really don't know what to tell you. I understand the suspicion, and that you've had passwords and shared, and the fact that he has changed his password and didn't tell you, and the late night notifications, all of that, all makes sense with the suspicions. I'm one for communication. I strongly recommend talk to him about it. You've been married for 20 years. You should be able to talk openly about it, even though that is a very, very difficult subject to start. But that would be my suggestion.
Vivian?
I would have to agree with Tim. I think starting the conversation about it, just say, hey, these are my worries, and the best thing I guess to say is never, you need to, if you're going to communicate and bring this out to the open and start the conversation, I would say make sure that you are centered and you don't come from a place of anger or hate at first, because it could probably completely derail and set you back even farther than you are now.
Right.
You need to come from a place, it's going to be hard because obviously you're the one that you shouldn't have to change any sort of behavior. You should be able to ask. However, if it's one of those things, I feel like if you want to ask that, come from a place of just problem solving and not confrontation.
Mm-hmm. Good advice. Yeah.
Like find out, okay, well, if he, if for the unfortunate case that he is, well, why? Is that something that can be fixed, or, has things changed in such a way where, it's the inevitable, you come to the end of the fork in the road where you have to part ways. But I would say approaching the situation with try to get as level ahead as possible before confronting would probably be better, because anytime you approach somebody with such an accusation like that and you're very adamant about it, it's usually going to result in the opposite reaction that you're looking for. You probably won't, if you approach it with anger or any sort of suspicion or any sort of like anger or negative emotion, it's going to usually backfire on you. You'll probably be lied to. It'll probably result in a huge fight. And especially if you've been together for 20 years, there's so much history there where come from it as hard of a situation it is, come from it from a level head as much as you can. Yeah. And I think that's the best situation, is to communicate that. But yeah, that's a tough one.
I say, and I agree with you both, communication is key, but perhaps Linda, do it with a meat cleaver.
Here he goes. This is serious. And he's like, oh, just, go Lorena Bobbitt on his ass.
Yeah, just be like, I was just wondering,
Honey,
you're getting some alerts.
Honey, can we talk?
Yeah. Keep it under your pillow.
This reminds me of a situation. Oh my God, I'm such a TV, like an old TV nerd, of an episode of Frasier where somebody calls into the Frasier show and she suspects her husband's cheating on her, and Roz chimes in and says, "Well, here's what you do to find out. What you're going to do is cook him a dinner. Give him two options that you're going to cook for dinner. Give him a lean salad, sort of grilled chicken sort of option, and then do like cream pasta or something like that. If he takes the carb one, you're safe, girl. If he takes the salad and chicken, girl, you're in trouble."
Yeah.
Truth. Well, we wish you the best of luck,
yes,
Linda, in Hartford, Connecticut, and
can let us know.
Yes,
things work out. Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Yep. And this is the end of the show.
Oh my gosh!
I know, it feels like it flew right by.
It did. I'm like, oh.
I know, an hour flew right by. So why don't you tell everybody that's listening in where they can find you on social media? I know you mentioned Roar. Mention it all.
All right. So you can find me on social media, on Facebook, just Vivian Darling. You can catch me on Instagram at Vivi Darling. You can catch me on TikTok at Vivi Darling. If you find me on TikTok, I do have a link tree with everything else on it, where you can see my stupidity in action. I'm at Roar every single week on Thursdays for Drag Bingo. I also, like I said, perform occasionally. We may do a brunch. I may be on a Saturday night during a club night. Who knows where my fat ass is going to be? Usually wherever there's food and money. So you never know.
Here.
You never fucking know. But I can't tell you how honored I am for you guys to both have me. I miss both of you so much.
I miss you too.
I miss you.
I do miss you. I love working together with you. We always have a great time.
Absolutely.
I want you to make sure you tell Ty that I said hi and said my love.
I will. I will. And please, if you want, let's come up with something. Let's be creative together. All three of us will come up with something, and let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be great. So we'll talk. We could talk.
Yes, we'll talk. But this is the part where we wave goodbye.
Thank you so much for tuning in. It was lovely meeting all your new viewers, all your old viewers, all your viewers internationally. Hi. Yes. If you love this, my name is Vivian Darling. If you don't, my name's Destiny Spice.
We love you, honey. Goodbye.
Bye.